This season we're coming with a brand new refurbished version of La Liga Talks, where we're going to be bringing you the latest news, doing some trivia and predictions, and even shining a spotlight on some of the young players, of which there is many this season in La Liga, in the greatest league in the world. So let's start firstly, as we'll do every week, of looking back over the highlights of the previous weekend. And this weekend, of course, we saw the arrival of Kylian Mbappe, which was spoiled by Vedat Mariki and some rather pesky Pirates. So, what a weekend, guys. We saw Kylian Mbappe's arrival, spoiled, as I said. What did you make of Real Madrid's performance overall, and then their new star?
I suppose it was a bit lacklustre, to be honest. It started very well, and especially in the first half, loads of nice link-up, back heels, fancy footwork and tricks, and it seemed like...
One passage of play, I thought, how on earth is anybody going to deal with this team?
And in that moment I was like, it's done, but to be honest, they couldn't really finish. Even though Mbappe had a few chances, there was a really good save in the second half where he cut in. A deflected shot was saved, but yeah, I don't think Ancelotti will be happy with that performance, but I think huge props to Mallorca.
I was going to say, we have to speak about Mallorca in this. What did you make of
Yeah, always
Mallorca
a hard
performance?
stadium to visit. I think they always make it difficult for Real Madrid, Barcelona, any club really. They did really well at home last season as well, so they're always one to look out for.
Yeah, I mean, with the new manager as well, the inspiration is probably, you know, fueling that team to work hard for him. And players like Mojica, I thought he was fantastic.
He was brilliant.
Really good
Absolutely
signing,
brilliant.
Marking Rodrigo, who scored the goal, but I think it was interesting because what we would say about these three players, Vinicius, Mbappe and Rodrigo, is they all want to play on the left, but at times in the game we even saw them all going over to that side, which was interesting.
We spoke about this in previous pods, didn't we? Maybe even the last pod we did, we spoke about where he's going to play all those players. So it was interesting to see, well, a first glimpse in La Liga really at the fluidity and how that's going to work.
Yeah, they may be lacking a midfielder there. Maybe take one of the front three out and play two at the front.
Yeah.
We could see.
Yeah, so whereas you could argue Real dropped a few points there, arguably their biggest challengers to the title this season, Barcelona, didn't drop points. Hansi Flick named quite a young team there, an interesting lineup. I was interested when I saw that lineup. I thought, where's this going in midfield particularly? Yeah, I mean, what did you guys make of Barcelona's result? Did they deserve the win?
I was surprised with the youngsters starting instead of Christensen, for example. We saw him play midfield with Xavi last season. I thought he would start in that CDM role. But Casado and Bernal, I mean, they've had a really good pre-season. Hansi seems to trust them, so I think they played really well. Casado especially had a very good game, proved that he can be a very good squad player for this season, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's classic. La Masia is shining, as always, for Barcelona, and it seems like Hansi Flick has... You know, he's embracing the fact that he has a wealth of talent at his disposal from La Masia, and yeah, it was nice to see it littered around the pitch. And yeah, the two marks. It was, when I saw it initially, I was like, that's a pretty bold call from Hansi Flick. But
he conducted an interview though, didn't he? He said they've simply impressed him in training, and I think if that's a good manager, I think if you impress him, you get to play. The youngsters will get to play, and it's almost a prerequisite of the job, right? If you're a Barcelona manager, you're going to have to harness that academy at some point.
And as always, with good Barca teams, it's the mix between the young, inexperienced but talented players, and of course the experienced players. In this case, Robert Lewandowski, of course, always comes up at the big moments.
Top goal scorer La Liga right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know, top goal
Birthday
scorer.
boy also as we're recording this.
Yeah, with a whopping 2 goals.
Boy today.
Yeah, he's actually his birthday.
Boy today. Happy birthday, Robert.
But no, Lewandowski, as always, fantastic, and cheeky Lamine Yamal assist. Good to get a goal contribution on Matchday 1 for him.
Started the season as he ended the last one, I think. He's come back in the spectacular form that he left last season, and he's been showing for Spain as well, so no one's surprised really, I think, there.
No surprise at all there. He was great again. I'm sure we're going to see plenty more of him.
One thing I'll comment on, how good was Lewandowski's penalty. Like a pressure penalty in Mestalla. Unstoppable, top bins.
Some players just have the knack, don't they, to take it. Like the goalie actually went the right way, but still got absolutely nowhere near it. It was a great pen.
Actually, a few years ago, I think it was 2 seasons ago, I was at Mestalla for Barca and Valencia, and that was the game where Lewandowski scored in the last minute to beat
I remember
Valencia.
that exact goal.
Yeah, Rafinha assisted. And yeah, he did it again. He's got a little knack for scoring goals at Matchday. Not an easy place to score goals.
Yeah. So another game I wanted to mention, guys. I'm so excited. I'm off to the Metropolitano tonight with Oliver here, and we're going to go and see Atleti unveil some new signings. Who have they signed so far, guys? We got Julian Alvarez, of course.
Sorloth.
Lenormand, and possibly an English midfielder to come in soon.
You know who. Okay, so well, we saw them in action at the weekend. We've got an Atleti supporter here with us, Carla. What did you make of their performance? I know they drew. The result was a draw, of course. Was it a good or a bad feeling to that game you got?
I think a point in Villarreal is never a bad result, but I do think Atleti are kind of lacking defensively, same way they did last season. Brought in some stellar players up front, but they may need to bring in another defender. Obviously, Lenormand, you guys mentioned, has been signed, but I think maybe another left-footed centre-back would probably be important. But yeah, Sorloth scored a goal, which Oli, good.
Yeah,
you like him, right?
Sorloth's goal, I love the goal.
Big fan of Sorloth, right?
Get up. No, Barrios down the right, just whipped it in, just put it in the mixer, and Sorloth finished it. Interestingly, Simeone used his bench at half-time, that bench which is littered with Argentinian players.
Argentinian connection on there, isn't it?
Pretty cool, but yeah, it was an interesting change that he made at half-time.
Yeah, we saw Julian on the bench. He didn't come on until like the 75th minute, even a bit later, so he didn't really get much play time and to be able to prove himself. But something that I thought was very cool is how Simeone's son is on the bench this season. He's been an Atleti player for a few years now, Giuliano Simeone, and just seeing him there kind of be coached by his dad. He didn't get any minutes in this game, but I think it's a very cool and like heartwarming thing
adds to like
see,
the
right?
family connection of the club, right?
It does.
So really nice
and,
feeling around
Simeone's have
Atleti.
always been very, very big fans, even when the dad wasn't at the club. So
Absolutely.
it's very nice to see.
I mean, on the topic of Sorloth, I think it was actually you said to me, Ollie, about Julian Alvarez's arrival and how he had been sort of assisting for another big Norwegian in the Premier League. Yeah. How that will go this season. It is an interesting point, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose Sorloth, Erling Haaland, both Norwegian, similar profiles, big, strong strikers who are goal machines. Interesting to see how Alvarez and Sorloth link up, and it's also interesting from Atleti's point of view to bring in two strikers in the same transfer window. A bit of competition for each other, or will we see them play alongside each other?
Without forgetting, I think the strikers they already have, Correa, Antoine Griezmann, which I think the question you're asking here, Oli, is will Julian and Sorloth play? Does that mean in detriment to Griezmann's minute management? We'll see.
It's hard to imagine, isn't it? An Atleti legend like Griezmann.
But he is aging as well, so I think like it's okay if he has to step back in a couple of games or come on as a sub. I think it will be for the good of Atleti. So
they have Europe too, and he's so versatile. He can play in the midfield, so it's going to be. Yeah, I'm excited to see what Griezmann can produce this season, because last season he was fantastic.
Or maybe he'll be a lethal pairing with Julian, and Sorloth will come off the bench. I mean, there's so many options up front, I think.
Exciting times, right?
Yeah.
Exciting times, and Atleti's obviously had some new blood, some fresh energy. And talking of fresh energy, we've got a segment here. I'm so excited to bring this to La Liga Talks. Carla, can you just explain to the listeners what you're going to do this season? We've got a special segment lined up.
I will explain, but first of all, I want to ask you two, who are your favourite players in La Liga?
I think you can guess mine, possibly.
Yours is obvious. I'm just trying to think mine. I suppose I was at the Athletic Club Getafe, first game of the season. Got to see Nico Williams up close, and he came off the bench and was pretty impressive.
You got some great clips by the guys. Make sure you look at that. That was fantastic work.
Some cool clips, but yeah, I mean, Nico Williams, I love him. He's got the personality, he's got the aura, he's got the skills. Yeah, it's all about Williams for me.
Williams, okay. So it's a possibility.
Jude, could it be Jude?
It could be Jude. It could be Jude. Yeah, I feel like Jude Bellingham is mine.
Obvious one there.
Bellingham!
Where's the creativity there? Come on.
Okay, so guys, perfect answer is exactly what I wanted from you guys. So, two young players, Nico Williams, 22 years old, Bellingham, 21. They're lighting up La Liga, they're lighting up international football with their countries. So, what better than to bring a segment which is called Next Gen? Have a look at those players who are already stars but still rising, and they have so many more years to play in La Liga, as well as the youth academy players who are coming up. Like, for example, we mentioned Bernal, Casado. These are all players. Lamine was just one of them last season. Why not do a segment on the Next Gen and a spotlight on these players and their performances every match day? Not only that, and we'll also be bringing you exclusive content on the Under-23 awards here at La Liga, which you guys can also vote for.
Right guys, it's time for a very special segment we're so excited about here at La Liga Talks.
Carla is going to be shining the spotlight on the best under-23 players in La Liga. It's time for La Liga Next Gen.
The 20-year-old Swedish youngster came on at half-time in a bold move from manager Claudio Giraldez as Celta were losing 1-0 in Matchday 1 to Deportivo Alavés. He brought him on for a defender, and this proved a fundamental move to win the game. Svedberg scored a goal in the 66th minute from just outside the box. And then provided a very classy assist to King of Vigo, Iago Aspas, in the dying minutes of the game to keep the 3 points at Balaidos.
You're a big fan of Svedberg, aren't you?
Yeah.
Some say you look like him a little bit.
Oh, really? Okay, I'll take that as a compliment. No, very good performance. I mean, changed the game, came on, brilliant goal, and that assist for Aspas' winner, the king of Celta. It was a super performance from Svedberg.
The king of Celta bowed at Balaidos. we love the punditry here, don't we? So yeah, I mean, from one segment to another, we've got another brand new one. This time hosted by Ollie. Ollie, tell the listeners what we're going to do this season.
Yeah, each week I'll be bringing you guys 3 questions. Luke and Carla, I'm going to be challenging your La Liga and Spanish football knowledge.
Let's see.
And yeah, let's see how you guys get on. Also, listeners and viewers, make sure play along with us. Challenge yourself, see if you know what the answers are.
Absolutely, want you involved in every segment of the show.
So here we go, La Liga Talks Quiz Corner. So, feeling confident?
Slightly nervous.
Good luck.
Good
I'm
luck,
pretty good
luck,
at trivia, so I don't want to say that too loud because then I'll lose.
I'm slightly scared of this.
Okay, you're not so confident. Let's see how this goes. But firstly, before we start, I'm gonna need a buzzer. So you guys need to come up with a word or a sound that is your buzzer. So, any ideas?
Belligo!
Okay, surprise, surprise.
Okay, I'm gonna go with araña. For whoever doesn't know this, araña is Julian Alvarez's kind of nickname.
Spider.
So araña or spider, whatever comes out first.
Okay, yeah, I think I know which ones they are now. So, right, first question. Fingers on buzzers, but we don't have buzzers. So. Right, so first question. Muriqi was MVP in Mallorca versus Real Madrid in Matchday 1, but before signing for the Pirates, he played for some big clubs. Who can name me the club that Mallorca signed Muriqi from?
Wow.
Like
Maybe I'm not as good as trivia as I thought.
I feel like you played at an English club.
Talk me through the process, and maybe I'll be able to help you.
I've got an English club in my head, but maybe I've warm or cold with this.
Well, you're obsessed with England. It's got nothing to do with it.
I feel like he came from somewhere like Eastern Europe,
Yeah.
maybe Central Europe.
Further east than where we are, anyway.
Okay.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. It's a Serie A team.
Serie A team.
Do they play Champions League regularly?
Not in recent years, to be honest.
Okay, I'm gonna go for it.
Right.
Buzz. Fiorentina?
No.
Belligo! Lazio.
Yes. Wait, you weren't looking at it, were you?
No.
Okay. Right. Well.
Okay,
have
1-0
to give the
to
points.
Luke.
To be fair, that was a hard question. Hopefully, this one will be easier. Currently, there are 2 players that are still playing in La Liga to this day that are in the top 20 top goal scorers in history of La Liga. Can you name them? There's 2 of them. You get 1 point per player.
So current players playing in La Liga that are in the top 20 goal scorers.
Okay. Araña. Griezmann.
Griezmann is 1.
Has to be one of them. Has to
1
be
point to Carla.
Okay, that was going to be.
And I'm
nice
feeling
how you
like
got
they
there quick on me.
don't play like
It mightn't be.
top
Yeah.
club.
Okay. I was going to give you
Not
that
one of the
hint.
top clubs.
It's
then,
not one of the top clubs.
Okay, Araña. Gerard Moreno?
No. Good guess though.
Okay.
Okay, Luke.
Oh, I've got it.
Okay, Luke. You're gonna get a guess. You're gonna get a guess.
Okay, let's have a think. Are we going to go? Oof. Gonna go.
Let's go for it.
Borja Mayoral.
No.
Okay. Iago Aspas.
Iago Aspas.
Of course, the king. We were speaking about him.
Yeah.
We were speaking about him.
I was gonna say we spoke about him in the episode, but that was too much of a hint. So that's 2-1 to Carla.
Bringing it back.
Okay, 2-1. Come back. Okay, third question. So again, this is a 2-point. There's 2 points on offer.
Okay.
Which Spanish player scored the most goals in the Liga last season?
Araña. Morata.
Okay, that's one.
And I have the other one
There's
also.
one other.
Mayoral.
It's who I just said. It's who I just said. I had a feeling it was who I just said. No.
Okay, so that's, what's that, 4-1?
4-1.
Sorry,
It's a
Luke.
rout.
You
It's an
started well.
absolute
You
rout.
started well.
You started well, but okay. Maybe the questions are a little bit hard, but good knowledge, Carla.
Thank
You
you.
win the first episode.
Well played, well played.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, so that was the first segment of the La Liga Quiz Corner. Let us know how you got on in the comments. Were the questions a little bit too hard? But yeah, we'll see. We'll see next week. And yeah, Carla's one up as it stands.
We have to
So
remember
Luke,
this. We'll remember this.
come
we
back
should
next
do a
week.
little competition
Yeah,
between us throughout the season. I need
There'll be a
to
little bit.
improve my knowledge, guys.
Okay.
So guys, to round off this brand new episode of Liga Talks, we've got one last segment for you, which is the predictions. I mean, it's where the hosts go against the fans, where we want you involved, as always, in this series. So from each game week, in this case, Matchday 2, we've each handpicked a fixture, right? So remember, guys, 1 point for the correct result and 3 points for the correct scoreline. It's all up for grabs here. Let's start with you, Carla. You've picked out the Barca game. Tell me who they're playing and what you expect to see in this game.
So Barcelona are playing at home this match day against Atlético. I think it's one of the most interesting matches right now that you can find in La Liga. We're going to see Lamine Yamal versus Nico Williams. We saw them pair up for Spain and now they're going to go against each other. It's going to be a really, really good one. I think it's going to be a draw, in my opinion. What do you guys think?
I think a draw is a good shout.
Yeah, I think Barca definitely didn't play to their full potential in match day 1. Athletic Club, I was at the game, it wasn't the best performance from them, so they both probably want to have better performances.
Yeah.
A draw sounds good. What score do you think?
A score draw, right? You're thinking there'll be some
draw.
goals?
I think maybe 1-1.
1-1. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1-1. We're going, Barca, Athletic Club, 1-1.
What about you, Luke?
So, my fixture I'm going for this weekend is Real Madrid, Valladolid. I'm expecting a certain Mr. Mbappe to get off the mark in this game. What do you guys think? What result do you see happening here? I mean, for me, I think it's a clear Real Madrid win. I mean, it's almost a David and Goliath situation here. But Valladolid could surprise us. Could they? Could they?
Well, they won in match day 1, so they'll be coming to the Bernabeu with confidence. And let's be honest, it was a lackluster performance from Real Madrid in match day 1. So I think in front of their fans, Real Madrid should get the win. How many goals are we saying?
3-0?
3-0, yeah. I mean, to provide some context on that, Real Madrid are currently on their longest ever unbeaten streak in La Liga under Don Ancelotti.
Last team to beat them was Atlético.
You couldn't wait to put that in. Perfect.
3-1.
Yeah, 3-1. Okay, we're happy with that. Oh, that was the scoreline.
No, that was the scoreline then.
Okay.
3-0.
We're saying 3-0.
Real
We're saying
Madrid,
3-0.
yeah.
Okay, guys. So Real Madrid, Valladolid, 3-0.
And my game, which we'll be touching on this week, is one of the Madrid derbies, which is something we're going to be focusing on a lot this season. This game is Getafe versus Rayo. I suppose I was at match day 1 seeing Getafe get quite the result in San Mamés, and they should be coming into this game with confidence. It's in the Coliseum, but they're up against Rayo, who beat Real Sociedad.
Incredible performance, that one.
Yeah, so it's a hard one to predict. What are your thoughts, Luke?
So I'm thinking Getafe, I mean, I was admiring them last season. They're a really physical, strong side. They show lots of guts and spirit. I think they'll get over the line here, but it's going to be a tight game. It's going to be 2 good defences, I think. So I'm looking at maybe, I'm going to go just about with Getafe. I'm going to go 2-1 Getafe.
2-1, Carla?
Well, I would have gone Rayo, so I'm not sure Oli what you're thinking, but
Yeah.
I think Rayo played really well against Real Sociedad. Camellos, de Tomás should start scoring goals at some point.
Yeah.
And Getafe are lacking a few players this season, I think. So I'd go with Rayo. Not sure what you guys
Okay,
wanna do.
I'm going to go with Carla as well. I'm going to go for an away win, but only 1-0.
Sounds good to me.
Perfect.
Luke?
Yeah, okay, I'll side with you guys. Yeah, the tiebreaker there, Ollie. Okay, guys, remember, get your comments in. We want to hear from you on this. Each week, we're going to pick the top rated comment and you'll feature on our leaderboard as the fans. So guys, we're absolutely buzzing for Matchday 2, as you can see, in this new refurbished look of La Liga Talks. Guys, it's so nice to be back in the studio, right? How are you finding it?
Yeah, the studio is top of the range. It feels good to have the microphone in front of us, to have the amazing backdrop. And yeah, I'm just buzzing for a season of La Liga Talks.
Shout out to Alejandro as well behind the camera.
Yeah, it's amazing to be here. We can't wait to bring you the podcast on a weekly basis and so much exclusive content. Let us know what you guys want to see too. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned.